What's up guys, in this video I'll be talking about 3 reasons why not to play poker. Now over the past few years I've worked with hundreds of poker players and I've spoke with them on what drives them, what their core motivational reasons are for playing poker. And I've identified 3 reasons for playing poker which are particularly toxic. So if any of these relate to you, alarm bells should be ringing. I'm not saying like you 100% can't have success in poker with these, but from my personal experience, when these are the core motives, very often you come unstuck. And very often poker isn't a good fit for you unless you learn to change the reason why you're playing. So the first of those is the thrill of winning. If you're playing poker because you enjoy winning, you enjoy that feeling it gives you, very often it's going to bring out your gambling nature and you're going to want to play high stakes when you haven't got the bankroll. When things aren't going good, you're going to want to get it back. When things are going bad, you're going to want to double down. And this is very, very toxic for poker, because the way I look at poker and the way you should be looking at poker is every game you play, when you've got an edge in it, you have a small win. It's not as glamorous as it looks. Maybe in MTTs it looks like, oh, you go from 0 to 100,000 overnight. In reality, you have a small edge every time you play. It's not that glamorous. The thrill of winning big is almost like a delusion. It doesn't actually exist that much. And if that's the reason you're doing it, because it makes you feel good, you're often going to make bad decisions throughout your poker career. So pay attention. Have you got a gambling nature to you? Have you does poker fulfill that need to want to win big? And if it is, that's a really toxic drive. You've got to question if poker is going to be a good fit for you with those urges, unless you can control them and get more healthy motives. The second one is the need for freedom. Now, poker is something that can give you freedom over the long term, but if your reason is that you want poker to free you from life, to free you from the 9 to 5, to free you from structure, I'm gonna be my own boss, do what I want, when I want. That's a dangerous reason, because often with poker, to have success in it, you've got to really apply yourself in a professional way. And the same way you rebel at 9 to 5, you'll rebel doing the hard things in poker. You'll rebel doing the hard things in exactly the same way. So if your need for freedom is too strong, and yeah, you won't put the deliberate practice in, you won't put the hard work in, you won't want the structure, the routines. All the guys who crush poker, they're very structured, very disciplined, and they use that freedom that they've got to be more disciplined. There's a quote I love that says, more discipline equals more freedom. More discipline in the short term equals more freedom in the long term. So if you're seeking freedom as your reason for playing poker, be warned, that could be an alarm bell that you won't put the work in to work hard at poker, and you'll do the easy things, you'll get by, you make a little bit of money, but when poker gets hard, you'll be like, oh, screw this, I'm gonna rebel against doing the hard things. And the third one is the need to make it big. If you're using poker as a way to prove other people wrong, to prove to yourself that you can do things, to make up for past failures in other areas of your life, to prove your family wrong, that you didn't go to school or college or university, and stuff it back in their faces, to show your friends or anyone in your world that they're wrong, or to validate yourself, it's a bad motive. It's a bad place to start, all right? Because it's just not healthy to be the core motive. Now, obviously, in life, we all have areas that we want to do better. We do want to improve our self-worth. We all have a little bit of baggage going into things, but the core motive, what I'm talking about here, is when the reason you're doing it, and the number one reason is to win big, to validate yourself and to prove that's wrong. It's not a good motive. So, what do these 3 things all have in common? What do these 3 things all have in common? They're trying to use poker to resolve your personal issues. They're trying to use poker to resolve your personal issues. So you're getting your gambling fix through poker, the big win, the excitement, the adrenaline rush. You're trying to validate yourself that way. You're trying to create freedom. You're trying to get yourself free from work, free from jobs, create this massive amount of freedom and independence for yourself. And another one is you're trying to get your self-worth or prove other people wrong. And these are your personal issues that poker isn't the thing to fix them. These are things that you need to fix independently. You need to do the internal work on these areas. These are not the right core motives to be getting to poker. And yeah, generally, if these are the strongest motives you've got, they're going to hold you back. You won't have the success that you think you're going to have. And if you overcome these bad motives, if you have success despite of them, because these will not drive you. If you have success in poker, it's not because these were the motives, it's in spite of them being the motives. And if you do that and you pull it up against the odds, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be miserable anyway. So you need to have much more intrinsic based motives. So with that being said, what are some good motives? Why should you play poker? What are good reasons? Number 1 is that you enjoy it. enjoyment of the game and fun. That's always the ultimate. Always enjoy what you're doing. If you're going to spend a lot of time doing something, make sure it's fun and enjoyable. Number 2, getting better at it. Just getting better at something. The intrinsic motive, I want to get good at this. I want to get better. There's so much satisfaction from trying to be the best at something. Whether it's playing computer games, whether it's poker, whether it's sport, whether it's the gym. Just that need to want to get better at something. And third is to master something and to be the best version of yourself and to see yourself growing in all areas of your life through what you're doing. Poker is an amazing vehicle for self-growth. The guys who reach high stakes poker, a lot of them are very developed people. Like they've got their lives together, their health together, their relationships together. Not all got the relationships, but they've generally got a good overall balance of life because you need that in poker. And poker can be a really good avenue for getting to know yourself, good self-awareness, and mastering your kind of desires and your kind of feelings of lack and all your weaknesses and becoming a better person and using poker as a path for growth. So if you've got those 3 motives, you want to get better, you want to become the best version of yourself, and you want to always be learning and improving, they're really, really good motives. Now, secondary motives definitely could be the financial freedom. It can be the house in the Caribbean. It can be whatever. They can be the other thing that keeps you going, but they shouldn't be the core driver. Now, let me know in the comments below if any of you guys are struggling with any of these issues. I'd love to know if I can help you any further with any future videos, anything like that. And if you want to know what level your poker mindset is right now, there's a free quiz in the description. If you click on that, it'll take you through to a quiz, answer some questions, and it'll give you a free report on what level your poker mindset is right now and what you can do to improve it. So thanks for watching this, guys. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you smash that subscribe button before you go. I'm doing 2 or 3 videos every single week on poker mindset and performance, which you don't want to miss. Thanks for watching. Plenty more coming from me very soon.